What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. It is 5:51 a.m. on your morning dial. The sun is just coming up through yonder window. It's Saturday. You know me. Saturday mornings are sacred. This is double sacred because this is opening day of bass season today. Today is June 15th. It is Father's Day weekend, and it is on. I hope every single one of you guys out there, every dad, whether they're yours biologically or by step, I hope you guys are all doing what you want to do this weekend. That's the essence of Father's Day, is to just be able to do what you want to do. No, doesn't have to be any fanfare, nothing like that. It's just being able to do something that you want to do. Now, maybe you can stretch that to a weekend, maybe it's just tomorrow. However, take a few minutes, do something for yourself. Do something for yourself like you would do for someone else. Try that one on and see how that feels. Do something for yourself that you would normally do for something else. That level of kindness, that level of love, that level of gratitude, and then give it to yourself. It can be a thing, it can be a something, it can be a ride, in your truck. I don't know. Make it whatever you want it to be. I'm not telling you what to make it. I'm just saying that it's a big deal. First pillar of life and success and happiness is loving yourself. Is when you look in the mirror in the morning, you smile because you're happy to see you. Not another day. Look what I've turned into. I'm not where I want to be. I don't look like I want to look. Whatever it is, if you look at yourself and you're not happy, then we got to change that. Then we got to figure out how to change that. And we all struggle with that. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, right on, man. Nice to see you, right? We're up. We're alive. We're ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Whatever it is. We got to radiate like the sun as men within our community. I've made a community. I've built a community, and the people we have in it are amazing. And the men that are in here are so willing and open to share their knowledge for other people's gratification. For other people's betterment, for other people's enjoyment, and because they're givers. All right, and our community shies away from I know everything to, hey, I have a question, or hey, what about this, or hey, has anyone thought about this theory? You think this would work? And then we talk respectfully and caringly, because we do care what we're talking about. It's not just who can make the funniest slam and make somebody feel like they're dumb for asking a question. I have a lot of questions, and I've been told by people I used to think were friends of mine that I ask too many questions. Oh well, I didn't realize you were holding some great secret that unlocked the essence of fishing, and for you it was not even a challenge anymore. You simply walked out by the boat and fish just jumped in it. Like you get that group of people. I'm good with that. Thanks, man. And the problem there is that a lot of those guys are pretty good at what they do, but they think they're the only ones that can do it, and and the way they do it is the only way that it can be done. And both of those things just simply aren't true. And I'm sorry to break that, but it's just not true. And you can prove it on a daily basis. So then why say it like it's fact and then be upset when people don't listen to you like it's gospel? You know, you say that it's always just, I gotta say though real quick, but it's always just you can never know it all and you can never know too much. I don't care what that comes to, your job, your life, your wife, your kids, your fishing. You know, you can never have too many tools that are good tools at your disposal. And if that means learning new techniques, new bodies of water, new spots within the, you know, the body of water, then I would feel remiss if I cut off all of that knowledge and only focused on what I knew was that much. You know, hey, you might be great at that much. You might be able to hit a bullseye in that much every time. Great. Does that make you the greatest fisherman ever, and unequivocally you can stand there on the altar and say, I proclaim that my way is the only way and I'm the best at it? Dude, proclaim it all you want. But that doesn't mean everybody else has to go, man, you're right, you are. There is so much life coming out the river today, and birds, and people are out. And there's bass boats everywhere, and it's opening day of bass season. And I'm not necessarily going bass fishing, but I'm going to go fish the weeds, I think, to start out with. So there could be bass in there, so stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Keep your tip up. What is up, everybody? I'm changing spots. I jigged this morning. I found fish. I caught two keepers, two keeper Waldos, and a big perch would have been a keeper as well. I didn't keep them, but they were keepers. That was it. I saw a lot. I had the live scope going. Had fish all over the screen. Had a lot of bugs swimming around down there. You could see them coming up off the bottom. You could see clouds of them suspended, and you could see big fish in them. I threw swim baits for a while and counted them down, so I was going right through them. They didn't want to know nothing. So we'll see. But I got a fish over here on the surface. Let's see if I... He was just there. Where'd he go? Right there. He just came back up. Oh well. He's just sitting over there on the surface like this. Pretty good size. I can see 10, 12 inches of dorsal fin and tail. So. All right, so I came up into the weeds, and I'm going to start throwing a hammer around. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens. What is up, everybody? So, I will give you guys the update. That's not over yet. It's not over yet. I'm going to go to one last spot. I don't really know where that is yet. Maybe while we're talking here real quick, I'll figure it out. I started deep this morning, jigging, and I caught two keeper walleyes and a nice big perch. That would have been a keeper if I was in that frame of mind. And that was in one area, and I went back over it 2 more times with the live scope. Didn't see what I saw the first pass. Didn't relocate them. Looked around for an hour, a little over an hour, and that was it. I caught those 3 fish in 4 casts on Homie the Clown on a blade. Had a lot of high stuff You could see the bugs down there, the clouds of bugs swimming around. You could see big fish in them, especially in the live scope. You could see it clear as a bell. I threw some swim baits for a while up high, going through that stuff. Got it down real small, little black one on an 1/8 ounce jig head, trying to maybe match the hatch a little bit. I did not get bit. I don't know what they were up there. Then I went and I said, okay, well, scratch that. And I went up in the shallows where I was up on the shelf. And I was in 12 foot of water, had good weeds, good green leafy cabbage weeds. And there was enormous, I think I saw the biggest carp I've ever seen in my life. I was convinced it was a sturgeon when I saw it swimming towards me. It was so big, had to be 50 pounds. Had to be, you could have rode it. Coming right at the boat and then swirled when he realized the boat was right there. He's right on the surface. Half his back was out of the water, and I've been seeing them all morning out here, sunning themselves, I guess, in the shallows. I watch them all swim by. They don't look like they're feeding. I don't know. And I threw the hammer harness up in there. And man, I threw both my favorites. I started with chartreuse, and then I went to orange. I had bites on both of them. Could have been anything. Didn't hook up good. But I went through 2 different weed patches all the way down almost to Eel Island. And nothing. Not a pickerel, not a bass, not a walleye, nothing. So I'm like, all right, so I'll come back out deep. And I was right down in the corner of the thumb, right down here. I found them twice, fairly good. I stopped, went through them once with a blade. I'm looking to reposition myself and make another drift over them because it was a pretty good screen of fish. But they're all underneath clouds of bait. Like, look at right there. See that? It's all underneath stuff. And if that stuff is, if that stuff is bugs, big clouds of bugs, and listen too, if those clouds of bugs are there, there's other smaller fish that are there. Different middle classes that are feeding on those too, not just the big ones. So it's kind of a smorgasbord of what's going on. A lot of activity right here. I'm going to stop and fish this. Stay tuned. Alrighty, tighty. That'll do it for me today. I went into my 5th spot. I slid off deep structure. I found a really good picture. And I had 1 sheep's head. And I did, I hit it with 2 different blade baits, all silver on silver and gold on gold. Neither of the 2 of them got bit. I threw a bucktail with a plastic trailer. I threw a jig and a plastic, and then I threw a jig and a worm, and that sheep's head ate the jig and a worm. So were they all sheep's head? I don't know. It looked good. A lot of food around right now. I did not find the ones. I guess I should have stayed. In hindsight, I should have stayed. I put an hour on those fish this morning, spot locked on them. When I hit them 3 and 4 casts, but that was it. Only sheep's head. Bah. My old friend Benny Bo Peep would catch up at Lake Ontario. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great Saturday. It is beautiful outside. I will talk to all of you tomorrow, and if I don't, you have a great Father's Day. It's your day. You earned it. You earned it. We all do more than anybody knows outside of our own self. So keep your tip up. Love you guys.